Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor Intention Financial Partners, empowering you to plan intentionally and live generously.
Chris, thanks so much for having us out at A.D.O.P.T. We're super excited to tour your space and talk a little bit about your mission. So let's start there. What is A.D.O.P.T. all about?
So A.D.O.P.T's mission is to be dedicated to rescue, providing compassionate care while finding homes for homeless animals, and inspiring our community to practice humane education and kindness towards our animals.
Okay, and so you've been here a long time. We're in the original building,
Yes.
which is where you come to adopt the animals. So
Yes.
give us a little bit about this space.
Yep, so this is our adoption center. We typically can house about 30 dogs, 60-ish cats, but at any given moment we may have more or less, just depending on what the need is. But people can come in during our adoption hours, look for their new family member, and visit the shelter and visit the animals we've got here.
Okay, and I love that on the wall you've got these little images of the dogs and cats that are for adoption, and so people take those home with them?
Yeah, so when they come in and they pick out their animal and adopt them, they can go home with one of these lovely little photographs. One of our volunteers made them, and she keeps this board up to date, and people love it. They love to kind of see. And also when they come in, they look at it and go, oh, are these all the animals that are available? And it's really kind of fun.
Yeah, it's almost like looking at a yearbook,
Yep.
in that. It's
School
really
photos.
lovely. Yes, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Your second building that you had is the clinic, and that opened just a little bit after COVID.
Correct.
Talk about the kinds of work that you're doing in the clinic and why that's so important to the whole adoption process.
Sure, yeah. So the clinic opened about 4 or 5 years ago. And the purpose of the clinic was to be able to provide spay-neuter services to our rescue partners. So it kind of started with that. And then we expanded that to offering the same services to the general public. So after COVID, we just saw an increase of people having a difficult time finding veterinary care for their pets. And so that was something that we recognized and wanted to provide for our community. We also have our veterinarian here. She's here full time. So, she sees our shelter animals. Any of our animals that are adopted, we encourage them to visit our clinic for vaccines and such. So it's really been something that's been growing and expanding, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, and I would imagine that keeps the dogs healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously that's a big part of the adoption process, but I would also think just offering that, it maybe keeps more dogs and cats in place. If finding veterinarian services or cost for becomes a little bit too much, then people maybe turn in their animal as opposed to you offering that service, right?
Yes, absolutely. We do get that. People call that they can't afford veterinary care, so we can recommend that they visit our clinic because we do offer very affordable pricing for our community. And we do things like dental cleanings and spay-neuter, vaccines. We're branching into wellness care, so if you have a sick pet, you can bring them to our clinic as well.
Okay, all right. And is that staffed during the same hours as the main adoption center, or does it run different hours?
It runs differently. So our hours at the clinic are Monday through Friday. We're there from about 9 until 5.
Okay. You have another piece, which I know is an important part and something you mentioned at the end of your mission about humane treatment and really treating our furry friends with some kindness. You've opened a new training center. Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, that's something we're really excited about. So we now have a training center where we provide affordable training for our friends in the community, adopters. All of our puppies go home with a free puppy class because it's really important to nourish that relationship. We encourage training for all of our adopters. It's a way to build a bond. And some of the other things that we do at our training, outside of training dogs, is we provide humane education. So we have summer camps, which are really great because, you got to start young and teach kids about being kind to animals and proper treatment, and that owning a pet is a big responsibility. So we're really excited to add that to our curriculum this year. We had it last year, but this year it's really like just booming. We have long waiting lists, and people are really excited, and they get to have animal interactions, and we have
Yeah.
special guests and all of that. So I think we're really trying to build a community where you can come to adopt, and you can take care of everything. You can adopt a pet. We can support you medically. We can support you behaviorally, because oftentimes people return animals for either a medical issue or a training issue. And if we can provide that support and keep those animals in homes, we are so happy.
Yeah, you've really kind of done prevention to the thing that you're providing a support for, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and Chris, you've been here 18 years,
Yes.
so clearly very passionate
Yes.
about the mission.
Yes.
What keeps you going?
It's the animals. I mean, really, like I can't help but come in, if I'm having a bad day, see all these lovely faces, and it just makes me smile. I also really love the people. I love sharing, educating people on the importance of animal care, just really being out in the community and bringing people in. But I love it here. Like you said, I've been here 18 years. It's my second home. It's my heart. It's just an amazing place.
Yeah, I love that. And, for anybody sort of watching and thinking, gosh, I'd like to adopt an animal, why should they do that?
Well, because there are so many animals that don't have homes. There are way more out there than there are even homes for. So if when you come and you adopt from a place like A.D.O.P.T, you're going to get all the basic care that you need. So every dog and cat that goes out is spay or neutered. They are microchipped. They have all their age-appropriate vaccines, and we provide ongoing care throughout the lifetime of the pet. So we are always there for support. And you're doing something good. You're putting an animal into a home that didn't have that and giving them a second chance.
So, Chris, you've talked a lot about getting out into the community and supporting the community. How can they help you?
Well, I think the biggest need we have is volunteers and fosters. You can really make an impact and a difference for animals in your community by doing that. It takes a lot to care for all the animals we have at the shelter. So coming in and volunteering, helping with animal care, helping with reception work, events, whatever your interests are, we can find a place for you. And then also fostering. We have so many animals that are in need, and we only have so much space here. So when we have fosters, we can help more animals.
And I would imagine when you foster, it's a couple of things. For the animal, it gives them that opportunity to be in a home, and that's got to be nicer than being in the shelter, no matter how wonderful the shelter is, right?
Absolutely.
It's more dedicated attention. But I would also think for people who maybe don't want that long-term relationship, this is a great way to still give back and support animal welfare, right?
Absolutely. Like, there is no place like a home. While we try our best to mimic that here at the shelter, there's no place like a home. So if you're not ready to make that commitment, because adoption is a big commitment, but you love animals, that's a great way to interact, have some fun, and bring them into your home for a short period of time.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us. We
Thank
so
you.
appreciate it. Wish you all the best with the continued work that you're doing.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor Intention Financial Partners, empowering you to plan intentionally and live generously.